Blog Talk Radio. Hello, everyone. It's a beautiful day here in the mountains of North Carolina. It's Easter Day. It's April Fool's Day. That's an interesting combination, isn't it? If you don't know me, I'm an artist, an intuitive, I'm an energy healer. I am an uplifter of humans and a cheerleader of healers. I perform alchemy in my daily life, and I assist others in bringing harmony to themselves. I do this through in-person and long-distance healing sessions and spiritual consultations. You can visit my website to learn more about these sessions at www.knowingdoe.com. And the Holographic Healing Certification course I have upcoming in May is also on my website. I'll be teaching it to a lucky few. This is a unique and powerful modality of healing. It's not Reiki. It's more like Reiki times 1,000. You can learn about it on my site. So let's go on to the topic of the day. Immortality. It's the topic of Easter. It's the topic of staying on topic. How can we be reminded to stay on topic? Sometimes it's a hard choice to stay on topic with yourself. To understand that really all this is about our want as a soul to become immortal, to leave the matrix, to stop the control, the manipulation of humanity, and to rise above it. And it is possible. What is an immortal elixir? It's written everywhere in all kinds of places. No, it's not a Harry Potter thing. Well, I guess it is, but I wouldn't know about that. I've never read the books. I've never seen the movies. Shame on me. There are movies, right? So what is immortality? It's eternal life. It's living forever. But what if it was, say, motivation or inspiration or a grand idea? This elixir, a concoction, that's hard to say, a brew, a preparation, I guess it's supposedly, able to change metals into gold, and all the alchemists from all the medieval days, this was their life purpose. The elixir of life. This is what they sought. It was also known as the immortal elixir, this elixir of life, this preparation that was able to prolong the life of any person who consumed the elixir. It was highly sought after by elite. Ingredients were brought. Perfect environments were sought. So there's the alchemist. So what is the alchemist? Well, to me, it's a person who transforms or creates something or anything through a kind of magical, etheric process. It's used to transform things, move things, change things into their base qualities of gold, or disease into well-being. Now it's to ascend the known hologram, to get out of the matrix, to bring yourself into a high cosmic energy with universal laws that transform with ease, extending one's essence into and out of the dimensional fence, becoming whole. Ascension is the process of allowing one's cells to proliferate instead of mitosis or duplication, to release those DNA markers, the traumas, the energies, the beliefs, all the pain and ideas from the body, to lighten this auric field, to lighten the vessel, grounding this in a clear auric field into a grounding unit. Oh, say that could be an earth with that copper wire you send down so you don't pull your light system out. That's important. So the clear unit stretch and expand its awareness and merge its consciousness with its higher self into the cosmos, a long body. The highest vibrational awareness that your being has ever held in any lifetime then is assessed inside this body, in this lifetime, the dimensions. Beyond the matrix of thought, emotion, holograms, firmament, beyond the imposed multidimensional system that lies in an alignment. And it's in alignment with your truth and your harmony for your soul. That's immortality. I won't be using medieval alchemists for examples. I could open some books, but although, Saint Germain likes to visit me often, he possibly could be visiting me now. I don't know. But I will know when he arrives, because he arrives in a form of alchemy where you realize that there is a different essence and different dimension playing out in this timeline. Another alchemist is Kuan Yin. She's the goddess of compassion in Chinese culture. Shi Yin. And she holds this vial in her hand, a little vase. And this vase is holding Immortal Elixir. And you can see her in many statues as she pours this elixir into the mouth of the dragon at her feet. For she uses the dragon like wind to assist humanity in holding open gates for your allowance. What are these gates? Could this be the wind needed for the alchemy? Could this be the safe, protected space, the perfect environment? Could this be the crucible? Energy of the crucible? I'm offering to you how I feel about alchemy. I'm not looking in books for definitions. I have a mentor named Jenna Van Vliet, and she has gifted me very intense understandings about compassion and alchemy. Through Kuan Yin's direction, I have learned how to operate an energy system more in tune with its environment. I've come into understanding of the crucible through the work of Kuan Yin, this master alchemist of the universe. The transformation of one energy into another energy is at the heart and the core essence of ascension into immortality. What would then be the elixir for this ascension? What would be the brew that one needs to concoct to transform a life? Take a base operating idea or a vibration and bringing it in a higher thought or higher idea into this vessel known as the body, or as the alchemist would call it, the crucible, the alchemical space. An alchemical space is a space that performs the function of transformation It's kind of like an etheric space in a special place, in a physical space, all at one time. Yes, it's like a cauldron, or a mortar, or a chalice. It's a crucible. How to transform the energies within a crucible, and why would you do it? Purification. To lessen the load of the auric field. Purification is heated within the crucible to draw out impurities. Purification. To purify the known ingredient. Releasing it and showing the hidden or the dark transformed revelation inside. Think about what it would be like to purify the mind. That bothersome thought that has plagued you all your days, suddenly gone. That sick feeling you get when you see pain in another human, suddenly gone. Or the ability to allow another human to make a not so popular choice without you feeling sorry for them, suddenly gone. Purification is possible. It is changing the base perception of the you that wakes up each morning. Air plays a major role here, I think. So if you would like, in a moment, you can imagine a crucible of your soul held within your being. I feel that personally in my heart space. An open and willing vessel, allowing universal spirit to enter the vessel and then transform the unwanted or unneeded facets to dissipate away, to dissolve and be gone. Unwanted energies can be allowed to leave safely and with ease and grace. They can flow out of the crucible and dissolve into the universal flow. The universal source fills in the crucible with new transformed energies, transforming your view of life and your place in the world. This is compassion under an alchemist's hand. Seeing life through the eyes of your heart. Wow, how different this might be each day. Air is spirit. The wind assists the crucible in the transformation. The wind, one of the sacred four elements, assists not only the physical body, but also the mental, emotional, and spiritual bodies. This is like changing not one flower from a bud to a big bloomer, but it transformed the whole garden, the whole meadow, the whole landscape. The whole soul essence and cumulative sum of yourself is then allowed to change and transform into a higher vibrating version of yourself. Air. Spirit. This is alchemy. Micro, macro, quantum, energies in, energies out, another vessel under glass, viewing from an isolation to see a whole truth. There's something alchemists use at times called a retort. It's like a glass. It's another type of crucible under high pressure for the most volatile ingredients, such as maybe your traumas, your deepest dark ancestral traumas need to be seen through the eyes of the observer, not the observed. You need to see through the glass. Under pressure, in a secure, safe environment. The energies are isolated from all outside influences. This place is an etheric isolation tank, which only responds to natural laws of the universe. This can be done inside your mind. This can be done inside your body. It can be done inside your whole auric field with all the dimensions that you've ever been, if you so choose. This would be a great place to work with the psyche. You know that part of you that wakes up each morning and has no clue of itself? So how do we transform the parts of us that we have no clue about? These invisible aspects are isolated in high heat environment under a high temperature glass. Inside this glass, the you that wakes up each day can now see the aspects of the self that are in the process of transformation. When it's deeply isolated, in a safe space, these things will show themselves. The you that wakes up each day may not know exactly what you are seeing. You're just waiting on the final product from a glass retort. It's about separating the observed from the observer. You are not the pain you see. You are not the trauma of your ancestors. You are not the fear of lifetimes. When you view through the glass, you are none of those things. You are the observer. Interesting, huh? This all piles up in my head as I see each phase of this in my holographic healing work. Within these alchemic processes I'm talking about is exactly how I work with the body. I see the facets within the bodies that are waiting for distillation. That's cool. Distillation. I like that word. It's another alchemic process. The heralding, the creativity, and the juices that flow inside us that encourages all that we are to be balanced and manifest in serene and very powerful ways. Grace belongs with distillation. Higher universal forces and the balancing of those forces with the lower ones, which provide our groundedness, our stability, and our foundation. It's a foundation based in purity. Distillation. A key component of the energy of electricity is the ground, being grounded as to not blow out a system. You are not electrical, but you're living in an electrical world. Therefore, you are an electrical being. From the soul star above you to the earth star below you, you are an electrical being. In a universe, it feels right in all your beings to alignment to the earth, to make stable the unstable. So someone's saying, how do I activate Immortal Elixir? After all that, blah, blah, blah. Well, that Talking Heads song comes to mind. Well, how did I get here? The Philosopher's Stone, that mythical etheric substance, the end result of alchemy, the curing of diseases and prolonging of life. That's why you're here. This was the eureka moment of the alchemists. So what does this have to do with you? You, this being, listening to my voice, you are a vessel. You are a cauldron in and of itself. You have the capacity to make a safe environment, sometimes assisted by others, but it's all with your own energy, your own direction. You came here as pure awareness. You came here as a truth of your essence. These core truths that comprise the main ingredients of you, I feel they are the essence and energy and vibration of peace, of love, of harmony, of joy and freedom. It's too simple, doesn't it? These are the core properties inside of you, inside your cells, inside your mind, inside your spirit. All the lives you've led have piled up these traumas, these painful experiences. Shame, blame, death, murder, sadness, fears. These DNA markers pile up on a body in all the layers that are around you. You have 7 bodies or more around you, and they're layered up with these DNA markers, etheric markers. This becomes the sludge we walk around with, hoping to be the light, hoping we have enough awareness to wake up or to feel peace in any given moment. The core elements, the immortal elements, are already you, have always been you. The elixir then is to introduce peace to the body and peace to the mind, peace to the soul, peace to the ears, and peace to the stomach, peace to the spiritual aspects of you, to the galactic aspects of you, the earthly aspects of you. Oh, and let's not forget the inner earth aspects of you, all waiting for the elixir. How would the pouring in of peace change the vessel? Imagine the core properties are now being exposed within your heart space. They're now coming into view. As old properties, old ideas, old ways of being, of doing, of knowing, now become based in your core essence, as the others are now transforming, evaporating. All that does not serve rises and distills out of the body into the universal flow without your need to do anything. You don't have to direct it. You don't have to impose it. You don't have to zap it, cork it, anything. You just have to intend distillation, intend immortality, intend that the old beliefs and ideas and agreements and frequencies, pains and traumas within you are not yours. Allow the base core elements of you, peace and love and joy and freedom and harmony. Allow them to begin to transform and evaporate all that does not serve you. We can now see these things. The psyche we know, the psyche we don't know, the ancestral trauma we've remembered, and all that we have never accessed within us. Seeing them through the glass in a safe space with no triggers, no mind assault, no painful process, just the distillation, just the freedom. It is a release and relief of the body and of the mind of any broken heart now becoming whole. This is spiritual alchemy. This is quantum alignment. This is what has been sought after by many a man in many a land and many a planet on many lifetimes. How do we assist the elements within us? That is the question. How do we do it? You intend it. Your intention changes the elixir. Your intention changes the crucible. Your intention changes the environment of the retort. It allows universal flow, universal energies to assist you. So let's assist ourselves. So how about involving yourself in a practice of sorts? When I first woke up, I had to do this as a process. I knew that these things had to be done. So the process for me was a little bit like boot camp. I spent many hours a day working this clearing process. It came from my many years of sports competition, practice. That's how it worked for me. It may not work for you that way, but I can give you that as an idea through my experience. So to add more peace to my being, to become more peaceful in my selves, and more loving, more harmonic, more free, I chose to work with one of them at a time. One base energy at a time. Focus, intention, reworking my mind back to peace. How did I do it? Nature, oh nature. If there's people that know me, I love nature and nature loves me. I've always loved nature, but I left nature for 25 years while I worked the matrix, the picket fence. When I got back to nature, it rejoiced me, and I rejoiced it. Heck yes, in the middle of the forest, with a stream, with a hawk and a doe, I find extreme peace. A peace I've never known in this life, but one I must remember from many lives led in the forest with the forest creatures and all the elementals. This is an earthly, cosmic peace, a grounded, merged peace that is so keen it brings harmony into the mind and into the heart. The whole aura then changes and releases the tensions, anxieties, the build-up nervous system that was on fire from being too close to Wi-Fi, being too close to cell phones, being too close to drama in my own mind, and soon to be 5G. We must find an alternative to bring about full immersion into the essence of peace. Environment. The highest traumas of you won't shatter in nature. You won't spontaneously combust in nature because you are loved there. You are there. All the versions of you seen and heard there. So that's how I brought peace each day. I would sell real estate in the morning and go to the woods in the afternoon. It can be done. It doesn't matter what your profession is. It doesn't matter what you're involved in. It's about priority. Again, the song in my head is David Byrne, Talking Heads, singing, Why did I come here? How did I get here? Focus. Let's focus on immortality, on why we came here. Came to transform the body and to be our own alchemists. So bringing peace into the body is a high alchemist's life. Bringing peace into the body is a high alchemist's duty to all the lives you've led. Your future self is standing by waiting. Like, when are we going to get on with the peace show? In this lifetime, maybe we can move on. So how else did I do it? I did it a lot of different ways, but I immersed myself in peace. I woke up each day with the absolute intention of peace. I drank my tea like I'm drinking right now. I'm drinking yerba mate, and I drink it in peace with each sip. Eating, peaceful and mindful nourishment of the body would be another way. I used to eat standing up at a counter, throwing food into the body so I could keep moving. Now I prepare with love the ingredients that are live foods that my body craves. To introduce peace into the chalice, eating live foods that vibrate high and have never been killed in a painful or malicious way. Fruits, vegetables, fresh spring water, high vibrational, high alkaline foods. I follow a lot of what Dr. Sebi, S-E-B-I, proclaims as the original foods brought to this planet are high alkaline foods. High vibrational foods bringing peace to the organs, peace and harmony to the body, nourishment to the mind. Again, environment. All your senses need to be immersed. Taste, touch, smell. So your listening mechanism, your listening ears, those pathways into your skull, the bell, that cranium. Let's ring that bell with peace. Only harmonic, proper frequencies go in the cranium. No discordant, jagged, raw music, sounds, or vibrations. Drink in the sound of the elixir of life. Perhaps listen to 432 hertz. That frequency of music can change you if listened over long periods of time. See how you feel after just 1 week of that type of music playing in the background, in your earbuds, on your walk. Again, the environment for the crucible is very, very important. This requires self-love. To want to make your environment so darn honest and so clean and pure that you have nothing left to do but become your immortal self. This isn't about isolation. Always. That's only for the violent traumas within you. We have to come out of nature and be able to stand in the middle of a grocery store like you're standing in the middle of a meadow. This is how you change the crucible so that you can do that. So that people don't trigger you as often. It's not that you'll never have a trigger. We would be monks in temples, in ashrams. That's the isolation that they're creating on the earth. That's required and noble, but you are not a monk. You are here to be an alchemist, to change the base core elements of you back into peace while you're standing in line at Safeway. Meditation. Sitting, contemplating, standing in peace, walking in nature, washing dishes, a landscape, singing, bathing. These are all forms and opportunities for us to bring in peace. Say the words, peace, while you wash the dishes. peace as each footstep. Redirect your mind back to peace as often as possible. It's not as easy as you think. This can take some real determination to stay with it. Somebody might do it for a day, might do it for 2 days. Can you do it for 14 or 21 or 92? The benefits are long lasting. And the benefit is change. And the reward is peace. The choice of where you are sometimes is not ours to make, right? Your environment. Yet other times it is. Even if the change looks too big now or never could happen in your eyes, we now, in these new energies, need to allow our environments to change. We can't be attached to what our town is, what house we live in, what neighborhood we're at, what state we're in, even what boundary line we call the country. You, the one that wakes up each morning, may have no clue what your future self and higher self has in store for you in this lifetime. If you were meant to be in peace, to have peace, then you would need to change your environment. You have to become the alchemist. Again, the wind. The etheric directive. Let that guide you to more and more peace, even if you do not understand why you want to move, why you want to change, why this isn't working for you anymore. Find the voice that brings you peace and follow it. Peace is just one base element. All this talk just on peace, those are just a few little suggestions among hundreds I could give you about introducing and allowing more peace so you can become more peaceful. So then there's love. How to introduce love? Well, how about vow each morning to keep your heart open, even if someone else wants to trample all over it? Vulnerability to overcome the need to close the heart is the evaporant to increase the love. Then you watch yourself throughout the day. Allow more love in. Intend more love, no matter how uncomfortable it might be. It's love. It won't harm you. Only your perception of love harms you. The ideas you make up of love harm you. We have all had some big walls built around our hearts and manifesting in heart disease, broken hearts, all kinds of cancers. Our past life love traumas are not ours now. We can choose to be done with traumas of old. We are new each day. It is our perception of ourself that must change. We're still working on core elements here. How much of your day are you utilizing to bring yourself into harmony? Then we have to work with joy and the others. A quick example of what it is like during that phase where I was opening myself to more love. After many broken hearts, I thought, and some broken relationships, I woke each day for 14 days and love. On this day, I decided to go meet a friend in Asheville for lunch. And as I was driving over there intending love, it was raining pretty hard and it was kind of a dark day, but I felt joyful intending love through my day. And as I got to the place where I was going to eat, a little vegan cafe, Downtown Asheville can be quite wild, and this day was no different. As I was trying to park the car, someone banged on my back window. Bam, bam, bam. And I turned and looked, and it was a red-headed, I just immediately said red-headed Rastafarian. I mean, he had dreadlocks that were huge. This young white boy, red-headed, fire, mane, Leo, lion, asking me for a ride. Hey, can you give me a ride? I immediately said yes, because that's what love says. Well, yes. Fear didn't say anything. Love did. I intended love today. No fear is allowed here. He had a little motocross, little BMX bike with him, so we threw that in the trunk of the car, and we proceeded off down the road. He proceeded to tell me his name was Christian, and he was homeless. He had the biggest smile on his face. And he said, maybe you could just drop me off at my girlfriend's while this rain is still going on. And I said, yeah. He goes, we can't see the rainbows in the rain. I said, no, we can't. He goes, but you can see them on my phone. And he whipped out an iPhone that he might have stolen because he didn't have service. But on it he had 1,000 rainbow photos. It's like rainbows have followed this child for the last several years, and he had documented every rainbow that had ever come to him. Well, rainbows are very significant in my life. And I know that I'm being guided upon high when I see them in places that they shouldn't be. At times when I have given service to myself or another. So for me to see the rainbows filling my car was quite emotional. He proceeded to tell me that his grandmother died. His father was an alcoholic and beat his mother. And he told his mother that he had to leave and she had to leave. And she wouldn't, so he left. So he wouldn't watch her be killed. He had self-love. And he nurtured himself in his homelessness, in his joy, in his fire red mane, in his BMX bike. I would never have witnessed what joy that boy would have brought me had I not intended love that day. So intend harmony and intend freedom. It is a lot of work, or it can be none. It's work, but it's joyous work. It's called the great work, the work of all dimensions, of all awareness. It's the key to immortality. Persistent awareness. It's not for the lazy. It's not for the apathetic. It's for the ones that want to just it's not for the ones that want to just go to sleep and come back in another lifetime and do it all again. Nope, not me. I'll choose universal awareness. I'll choose alchemy. I will put in the beauty. I will put in the joy. I will transform what is needed to bring me back to the harmony that I know that I am. The harmony of wisdom. The harmony of kindness to the self and to others. In knowing that alchemy and my participation in life force activity is paramount for my life purpose, because my purpose is life. Participate in your crucible? Will you add the proper elements to make a clear vessel? Will you allow without judgment the facets of trauma to dissipate from you? Will you allow love no matter how uncomfortable? Will you intend joy each day? Will you remind yourself of immortality? as a life purpose? Will you allow the essence inside of you to expand into pure awareness? If so, go forth into each day with an alchemist's mind, with an alchemist's heart, doing the great work for yourself to better the lifespan of you. This is what changes an earth grid. It changes the ley lines when you plug yourself into the earth. Then wham, we have freedom. We have freedom on an earth if you step into alchemy. We have freedom on earth if you step into the process of knowing. This process of knowing you are the crucible and that you are guided and that many beings, multidimensional aspects, angelics, earthly, inner earth, and elementals are here to assist you. There are deities that assist you that are part of yourself, and that's why they come to you. This is about energy. What is put in the crucible becomes you. So what are you allowing in your crucible? The alchemist's work is a spiritual process. I'm not looking for an elixir. I'm not looking for the soma. I'm not looking for the deity to bring it to me. I am asking for multidimensional aspects of myself to show me what the elixir is and how it's required in the body, required in the mind. I'm open to pure awareness, not what humans are telling me. Although there are many mentors on an earth, be very reserved in our right to allow what goes into our minds. You are the crucible. It is a clear vessel of purity, immortality. The beings of pure awareness. This immortal elixir is the eternal life that you are, that you've already been, always been. It's a magical process in an etheric form right outside your body. And your ideas and thoughts and beliefs and words and actions all affect it. The ugliness you think of another affects the field around you. The shitty thing you say about yourself affects the thing around you, which is the auric field of the dimensions of you in all your aspects. You're affecting your past lives, you're affecting your future lives, and you're affecting the simultaneous life that you are. Doesn't mean that you need to walk as a monk. You are still a human on an earth, here to enjoy this game, a show. We can do it. We all can do it. Without triggers, and we can do it with happiness, even though the crazy thing like nations, crazy thing like concepts like governments, manipulation, controlling our life form, controlling our peace and our absolute universal rights. This is why we change a crucible, so that it would change an entire humanity. But you do that one being at a time. And I'll be teaching others how to assist in this process. When the environment is safe for healing, we don't know what might show itself, because there are unknown parts of you on many dimensions that are assisted in this safe environment to distill out of the body. And when that happens, freedom in the body and freedom in the mind, clarity, groundedness. And the body and the mind feels light. This is what holographic healing can do. When we heal the elements around and within us with your own intention and with your own directive. So as a facilitator of that, I am only here to open a safe environment as an alchemist so that you, as your own alchemist, can do all the great work to release the facets, the unknown ideas and the known ideas, the agreements, the transmissions that no longer serve you. Doing it without repetition of the story. Doing it without, well, let's say doing it without like a psychic surgeon does, which can be abrupt. So what we'll say is to allow yourself the possibility that you are the alchemist in this life. And that if you find another alchemist that can assist you, find that person. I'm willing to offer this modality to others. It is very powerful, and it makes very lifelong changes for people. This is a perfect modality for anyone who has been in an energy healing practice or modality before. But it's also perfect for someone who has never done any at all energy healing practice. This is an intuitive process. If you are open to your spirit and open to your own alchemy, holographic healing is a modality that can assist you and assist your family and your friends to stay grounded with a foundation of non-trigger, with a low emotional quotient, to begin to remove the facets, to release the traumas, to become more peaceful. I know because I allowed Jenna Van Vliet, the creator of this modality, to have a session where my intention was to release all oppression from my being. That felt like many lifetimes of release. So it depends on what your release and your intention is. I'll be teaching this class in May here in the mountains of North Carolina, May 19th and 20th on a weekend. It's a 2-day class, and it's called Holographic Healing, and you will get a certification as an Energy Healing Facilitator, EHF, practitioner. With level 1, there are 3 levels. With level 1, you can go away and assist your family and yourself to ground and feel more confident. You can release what no longer serves you with the intention that you hold, just through the knowledge of level 1. It proceeds into very high level work, working the ancestral lines, bloodline. When we get into lymphatic work and draining the lymphatic field, that's high work. And it retains a high practice with high intention with a client that has spent several sessions getting to this point. It's not a one-time thing. It's many layers and many dimensions are exposed. The long body is then able to reach cosmos. I do offer long-distance healing. It works very keenly because my hands actually feel the facets within the body that are asking to be released. I have the ability to see within the body. I have the ability to feel. If you need to be grounded and need help with something, please contact www.knowingdoe.com, where I can assist you and you can possibly assist others. Contact me to know more about the certification class, and join me next week, as I don't know what we'll be talking about. It'll just come to me. Much, much, much love to you all. Many blessings.